also a stage I can't.
Okay, there we go. Now I have microphone. Now you guys can hear me. Thank you very much for letting me know, Maverick. Okay, so recapping everything that was said up to this point. If I upload this, I'm gonna have to edit this to the front. So HopefulHero is a Shulk in Hero main. He is a competitive player, kind of getting his bearings in Ultimate. Was a PR player in Smash 4. We got a lot to talk about today. He wants to regain his PR status, so we're trying to grind through all the basic fundamentals of the game, trying to get him back up to snuff. We got a lot to go through, so let's keep going right through it. Anyways, last training session. Last sparring session before we get started in earnest. Let's make it happen. Take other side of the stage. Don't start with a positional advantage. Okay, let's go.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Wrong way.
This is a mad scramble. Let me reset to neutral.
Okay. Oh, great. Actually went under me.
Oh.
Okay.
That's okay. I got a decent amount of notes from that. Let's see.
Oh, my back work. I miss you, Ford Bear.
Mm-hmm.
That's decently fast. This barely touches Mario. It's also a lot more narrower than I realized.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
it's okay. I'm resetting my stock anyways. We're good.
Alright. Right around there, I can reach. Assuming you jump in at me. Let's see.
Okay, I got enough notes. Let's go ahead and get started in earnest. So,
Okay then.
before anything else, this is the question that I wanted to ask you before I want you to look at the notes. Did you notice what was happening with the 3 sessions that we just did?
Alright,
Tell me your thoughts on it.
Okay. I was getting zoned out a lot by Fireball. Found out a lot of the time I was holding shield and you were like a good stage length away from me. And half the time I was too busy chasing you rather than trying to hold any form of advantage I had.
Okay.
And the few things I did get was usually not really enough to capitalize or warrant any big aggressive play. Usually it got me a trade, or worse, even a bigger punish for Mario.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you were noticing that. That's specifically the first session. I didn't use fireballs in any of the other sessions.
Huh.
So it seems to me that you may have been tunneling a little bit on that first session, because you found a problem you were struggling to deal with, and then you zeroed in on that one thing, and then in every other session you completely did not notice what was going on. Would that be accurate to say?
Yeah, that'd be pretty accurate.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a note of that as well because that's very important. Okay, so that made a quick note of that. You made your tunnel vision. Problem solving zeroes in on the first problem to solve and continues to zero in despite all else changing. So, the reason I highlight that is because the first session that we played, I played completely different from the second, and the second I played completely different from the third. It wasn't the same Mario you were fighting the whole way through. Every single session that we did, I changed my playstyle completely. The first session, I was playing passively. I was trying to force your approaches, throwing fireballs, trying to give you a reason to approach. And then once you were in, I tried to play on reaction to your approaches and try to bat you away. It generally didn't work out too well in my favor because you play passively as well. You do the same thing. Ideally, this is like your preferred playstyle from what I noticed. This is what you do all the time. And Shulk is better at doing that than Mario. Mario can kind of box Shulk away, but if Shulk is staying at range and swinging big sword, there's not much Mario can do. So it worked out well.
Nice.
That said, you did struggle pushing through the fireballs, and you did have occasional reckless pushes, which is the moments that you notice where you got a trade or you got bodied. So it wasn't working out in your favor at all. When you did approach, it was very direct, but you got away with it a lot because Shulk is very strong in that aspect. In that, I mean, you have a huge sword and your landing attacks are very safe. There wasn't very much that I could do to punish you.
Okay.
So, except for that one time where I took a step back and forward smash, you hella died for that. So we'll talk a little bit about that. The second stock, I played Rush Down. I ran forward, I pressed buttons in your face, and I tried to overwhelm you with combos and like shield pressure and stuff like that. And you played passively generally, so you were able to deal with it better than most. However, big important detail here is that although you play passively, you do not use your position to your advantage at all. Not in the slightest. When you were already at the perfect spacing, you were fine. Like, you were walling me out, throwing out your swords, and I struggled to get in with a direct assault. But when I was already in on you, when I was already closing the distance, you were lost. You got hit repeatedly, you got overwhelmed, you got destroyed, and you could not reset back to neutral. Without shield art.
Yeah.
So in that respect, you were carried by Shulk as well. So
that sounds actually really accurate.
That's the thing. Like, let's talk. I'm gonna make a note that I want to talk about. Let's see, traditional advantage and getting carried. Well, you're gonna talk a little bit about getting carried. Let's see. And also, you struggled at dealing with safe, overwhelming shield pressure. So we're gonna make a note about that as well.
All right. No, I should make it.
And also, you were very reckless when you did get the advantage. Like, you gave up advantage a lot. Like, when you went for that up B, and I, like, weaved right through it and then killed you for it.
Yeah.
So that goes into the edge guarding talk, which is a very important point that we need to highlight because it's one of the main things that you want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Edge guarding, giving up advantage. Okay, so I can tell you right now, your choke is not ledge trapping. Edge guarding is one of your most noticeable faults, but it's not a choke for you. I would say your chokes right now are your lack of awareness of positional advantage, and something else which I'm going to talk about in just a moment. So the third session that we played, I played in a bait style. I played mid-range, movement heavy, trying to create trying to create feints for you to react to, and you reacted to them, and you put yourself in lag, and then I punished you, time and time and time and time again. You play reactively from a distance. You swing when I'm approaching, and it's very easy to catch you off guard, like incredibly easy. How do you usually deal with let's say characters like Fox that play mid-range and punish your whiffed attacks?
Either A, I go in and try to challenge them up close, or I try to hold center stage and see if I can get them to come to me.
Okay.
The moment they try to go for blaster or any form of long range, I inch a little closer and closer.
Okay,
like
so you
if
take
I'm
up
right
you take up that good stage control. Good. Do you fight many foxes that move back and forth at mid range?
Not.
Okay,
not
never
really.
mind then. Let's not talk about that. Because that's specifically what I'm looking for. Not many people are good at playing bait, so this is okay. It's understandable. So let's move forward from this discussion. I wanted to first talk about reaction range.
All right.
So I'm gonna do a little example that I love to do with all of my students. Don't know if you mentioned the ones that hop and double jump over you. That's another thing. Like that's baiting in the air. We're gonna talk about that in just a moment. So I'm gonna do this little example. I'm going to run up to you from across the stage and I'm gonna try to grab you. I want you to spot dodge and reaction, okay?
Got it.
Extremely easy, right? I came at you from across the stage. There's a direct path with no variation, and you were able to anticipate exactly when I was gonna grab you. Very easy reaction. Now, what if I'm over here? I want you to spot dodge and reaction.
Okay.
Try it one more time.
Right here. Oh.
Be ready. Be ready.
Okay.
Be ready for it.
All right. Ready.
Still possible. Still easy. You could react. Now, I'm gonna inch a little bit closer. What about over here?
A gamble over here.
And of course, let's say if I'm over here. Got him. That's not happening. That's not happening. So over here, not happening. Over here, probably. I think so. I think you'll be able to react to it. Try it.
All right.
Okay. Wi-Fi. Offline, you'd be able to react to that. We're practicing for offline, right? So I'm just gonna tell you over here. Right now on Wi-Fi, you can't react. But yeah, whatever. Let's do the example as if Wi-Fi. But like, let's say over here you can't react, right?
Yeah.
Over here you can react.
Yeah.
So notice it's just a tiny step forward, but it makes a huge difference because if I come at you from this range, you're in trouble.
Right.
You won't be able to deal with it on reaction. You have to anticipate, and if you anticipate at the wrong time, then you're screwed. So, just to drive this point home a little bit, I'm gonna do this one more time. I'm gonna come at you. I want you to spot dodge on reaction.
Okay.
Okay, very easy. Let's do that one more time.
Okay.
And one last time for good measure. And that's what a bait is. So, because you got used to, you saw me coming from a mile away, straight from there, direct assault, very easy to react to, very easy to anticipate. But if I stutter my approach slightly and you anticipate my approach because you're reacting to my approach, then you're playing my game now. I baited you, I punished you. Because you whiffed, and now you're screwed. So, let's say, for example, because I gave you a fake thing to react to, and that's what you reacted to, and then I punished you for reacting. So let's say, for example, okay, you know that I'm gonna feint, right? You know that I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna stutter my approach, and you're gonna spot dodge on reaction to that, right? Let's do that. Takes a bit of practice.
Oh.
Well, for the sake of example, I want you to spot dodge.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good. Very nice. One last time.
That.
And now you feel a little stupid.
Yeah.
Because you got grabbed from across the damn stage. Here's the reason why that happens, though. Because, like, if I come at you from across the stage, direct assault, very easy to react to. But you're not reacting to what I do over here. You're reacting to what I'm doing over here. You're reacting to the feint. Can you react to what I do from here?
No.
It's impossible. So I've just conditioned you to react to something that's impossible to react to. Now your reactions are useless.
Ugh.
That's the power of baits. If you are playing against an opponent who's constantly feinting their approach and you play on reaction, you are playing their game. No matter how you react. You could be backing off. Like, I want you to do that, for example. I'm going to approach you. Take center stage. Take it. Feel comfy.
Okay.
And on reaction to my approach, I want you to, like, back off and throw out a forward air as if I'm gonna, like, approach. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't backing off. You would have gotten punished for that. Let's say you take a safe retreat, or for the sake of example, let's say you roll backwards.
Oh, alright.
Okay, so I'm going here. You roll backwards. You maintain your safe space, but you give a position. Let's do it again. No.
Okay.
From that position. Like, let's say I keep feinting you. I'm gonna approach.
Okay.
You retreat, and then I approach, and you retreat, and you corner yourself, basically. If you retreat,
Yep.
you give a position. And it's safer than throwing out an attack, of course. Especially if you just do something like a retreating forward air, you keep yourself pretty safe. But the problem is, you're backing yourself up into a corner, and you're going to be in trouble, because now you can't back up anymore. So if I give you a feint right now, and you react, then I punish you for reacting, because now you're at a positional disadvantage. No, now you're at a frame disadvantage, my bad. Because you're in lag. So that's, what do you do about baits? So instead of playing on reaction, I like the run up and grab thing that you did. That's a good example of what you do. But it's not just running up and grab, because there's not just one way to bait. Like I said, this is for the sake of example. You could run up and grab when I do this thing, but like I could like jump backwards, I can double jump in your face, I can do many things to do this. The overarching idea behind this is that instead of reacting to what I do, you want to push well beyond your boundaries and attack me before I even have a chance to react. Or you beat me in my own game.
Do it again!
Yo, we got the sub.
Oh,
Sandfall, thank you so much, you beautiful bastard. I can't make a lot of noise. My family's asleep. Anyways, moving forward, thank you so much for the sub. So, you could either beat me at my own game, playing this mid-range bait against me, bait my bait, punish my punish, or you could keep in mind, okay, I'm going to be reacting to what you do, because this is a reactive playstyle. I'm going to be pushing in, giving you something to react to, and then react to your reaction. But what if instead of reacting, you just do something proactively? You just press a button in my face. You run up to me and grab me before I even have a chance to notice what you do.
Alright.
Little slow on that. I could have gotten away. Okay, I actually misspaced that one.
Oh, no, I missed.
The idea behind this is you have to be willing to push farther than normal. You have to go outside of your reaction range to do this.
Alright.
This is like, you can't be safe doing this. If you try to play the same way that you usually do, you're going to get punished. You have to commit. Give it a shot.
Okay.
That was a lot better. Try that one more time. It's even more effective in speed art.
Oh, sweet.
You could have grabbed earlier than that. If you're pushing into my face, keep in mind Mario wants you to be there. There you go. But you can grab even earlier than that. Remember, you get a little bit of distance as you dash grab.
There we go.
Okay. Try that one more time. Try even earlier.
Okay.
Like look at how early I can press the grab button and still grab you.
That's pretty cool.
Do it again!
Yeah. Yo, the gifted sub. Thank you so much. Sandfall giving out the love. I love you, man. Bless.
Go as early as I can.
Yep.
Alright. Oh, I wasn't ready. Okay.
Okay, if you push
Oh,
that
that's
far, I'm
fine.
gonna punish you. Because at that point, from that distance, the bait becomes a passive, and the passive wins against that. Okay, that was a lot better. If you're pushing forward, rushing me down like that, then I cannot bait you. And let's say you take a step forward and you do like an advancing nair. Let's say you're in the corner and I'm trying to bait you into pressing a button and you just rush at me with an advancing nair. Even if you miss, even if I block, you're crossing me up because you're moving with me. You're using my momentum against me. You're crossing me up. You're getting behind me. And now you have stage control and I don't.
Yay.
So let's talk a little bit about that. Stage control and positional advantage.
Okay.
Okay, so what does stage control mean to you?
Stage control is when you.
By the way, can you guys in the chat hear Hero all right? Or should I lower the music a little bit more? Okay, so stage control?
Stage control is when you're in a spot where you can have access to most, if not all, your options, and the opponent either has very little to deal with or almost nothing to play with against your choices.
You are describing control of the stage. I'm talking about stage control as a concept.
Oh. Now you have me think here.
Because, like, yes, when you have stage control, you are limiting your opponent's options. But what does that mean exactly? What is the, like, I guess what I would say is, like, if you're in center stage, if I'm in center stage, you could say I have stage control. Your options aren't particularly limited. Why? That's what I'm talking about. Like, they're a little limited, but what specifically does that mean? Because it's easy enough for me to say your options are limited, but you can still run backwards, you can still run forward, you can still do whatever the heck you want. So what's limiting your options?
Mario?
Yes, there you go. Mario standing here is a threat. If you move forward, you're putting yourself in range of my attacks. So you have to move backwards in order to be safe. But if you move backwards too far and I push forward, you can't move backwards anymore. So let's break the concept of stage control down.
Okay.
So that range that we were talking about before, where I can do that dash grab and you can't react. I want you to imagine a bubble around both of our characters. That's the range that they can throw out an attack before the opponent can react. It's about the space you can cover within a third of a second. So, no, because like input delay and everything else that gets added on top of human reaction time. So, everything that we can throw out within like 19-20 frames, that's our reaction range. So, when I'm over here, you're feeling threatened by my presence, right?
Right.
So you could say that this area where I'm exerting that threat of my presence is area of the stage that's within my control. I'm just feeling the same kind of threat because you can hit me before I can react. So right here, we're hotly contested territory here. If I take a step back, I relieve the pressure, but our bubbles are overlapping, right?
Right.
If I push into your bubble, then we're in contested territory again. So let's talk about the area outside the bubble. If I take a step back, there's area between us that we can move into before touching each other's bubbles. That's like uncontested territory. That's the green. You move into the green. You take it for yourself. The area behind you, it's not in your control. Not directly. It's like you can't cover that space within within 20 frames. You can't hit whatever's on the ledge. However, what you can do is you can deny me from getting into it. By your presence, I have to go through you to get to the space behind you. So you could say it's like indirectly in your control. And that part of the stage that's indirectly in your control is a resource. You can use that resource to move backwards. And when you move backwards, you give up some of the stage that you have, and your opponent can move forward to cover that space. Likewise, when they move backwards, you can move forward to cover that space. That's stage control in a nutshell. That's how to manipulate stage. Also, if you cross up the opponent, then you trade stage control. Because, like, if I'm over here, I have stage control. Then I move behind you, now you have stage control.
Right.
So, just going off of that, I want to talk a little bit about playing passively using this stage control. I want to talk about exploiting your positional advantage. So, we talked about... I feel like this is the part that you kind of understand a little bit better. But you don't really make use of it beyond ledge trapping. Ledge trapping is the only position where you like to think of using this position. So, stage control is a resource, but what exactly does that mean? It means you back up. You can use it to back up, but why would you want to back up? Because think about how your opponent has to approach you. If I am a reckless Mario player and I constantly want to be in your face, I want to be right here, right? If you don't move, then getting in here is a trivial matter. But if as I move forward, you move backwards, then you are not that far backwards. Chill. You have a sword. Like, obviously, you want to be that far away. You want to be safe. You want to force me to push forward, and if I push forward at this position, then you want to be able to react. But the reason that you want to be here specifically, let me switch the song before it switches to something else.
Okay.
What song do I want to hear? Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so the reason that you want to be at this range specifically is because you can react to whatever I do. So if I push forward from this range, and you react by throwing out your sword, you're gonna get hit. Because Shulk's frame data is terribly slow. So what do you do to mitigate that? What do you do to stay safe from this range? Because otherwise, if you want to swing your sword, swing out forwarders, you would have to be like at this range. That's not good. Like, that's giving up way too much space. So what do? When I move forward, not only do you swing, you retreat. Retreating fair. The magic bullet, the third triangle of neutral. Shout out to that. Shout out to Ben. So, this is what it's good for. If your opponent is pushing forward, and you see them coming, if they want to push directly for you for that dash grab, you can take a step backwards and keep them at bay. Swat them out of the way. The idea is to swing while retreating so that you stay out of their range and keep them within your range. Keep them in your unreactable zone, stay out of theirs, and you're gonna have a good time. Because, like, the more I push forward, like, you know, let's try a little bit. I want you to try to zone me out as I approach. I'm gonna play the same rushdown style against you, and this time I want you to use your space to your advantage. If I get too close, back off, so that you have space to swing. Let's go.
Okay. Ooh.
If I push too close, keep in mind, the one thing that I forgot to mention. If I'm over here, I want you to try to get behind me, okay? I'm gonna try to keep you away.
Okay.
Actually, better yet. I want you to try to keep me from getting behind you, okay?
Alright, sure.
Okay, let's try that one more time. Use your position to your advantage.
Correct.
This is pretty much an exercise in ledge trapping.
Okay. Ah. Okay.
Maybe I should take point. Get on ledge
Right.
so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Try to get behind me.
Alright, sure.
I messed up. Let's try that again. I thought you were going on ledge. Okay, one more time.
Oh. Alright, I'm at ledge.
Okay. My god, that's a big sword. I gotta respect that. Okay, go for it. I can... The lag is so bad I can't react to an advancing fair.
I think... Or maybe I just
This is
swing it
gonna-
before you're ready. You ready?
Go, go, go.
Alright. Ow.
You see how I'm stepping out of the range as the moment that I see you move forward?
Uh-huh.
Because I'm able to step out of your range. If you swing, you put yourself in lag. If you put yourself in lag, I can punish you. So,
Alright.
what about if I'm over here? You're behind me! You did it! Yay!
Oh no! Oh no!
No, that's good. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. If I am over here, like, try to get behind me, and I'm gonna try to react to you getting behind me.
Alright.
You did it! Yay!
Yay!
The closer you are to your opponent, the less distance they have to travel to get behind you. If you are trying to keep them at the ledge, don't be in their face. Be at a distance where you can react to their approach. As Shulk, it's free. You stand here, you retreat with a fair, and if all else fails, you're in center stage and they're not. This is what Shulk shines at.
Okay, noted.
So, continuing on from this. Let's see how much time elapsed. Okay, we have, well, we have another 10 minutes. No, another 20 minutes for the first hour.
Alright.
And we'll see where we go from
Alright.
there.
Okay. This is a lot to take in.
This is why I'm giving you notes.
Yay.
Okay, so we just finished talking a little bit about that. There is one thing more that I wanted to talk about, though, which is frame advantage. Because I'm noticing you seem to be struggling a little bit dealing with the concept of that.
Okay.
So, frame advantage. What does frame advantage mean to you?
I throw in a move, but I still have enough time to do something after.
Could you repeat that? I didn't really hear you. Let me lower the volume a little bit more.
I did an action, but I still have time to do something right after and not get punished.
Not quite. You're talking about having stupid amounts of, you're talking about having really good frame data, but you're not talking about frame advantage. Frame advantage
Okay.
specifically relates to you and your opponent. You're talking about something that one character can do, because, like, for example, I do a landing nair, I can throw out a jab. Does that mean I have frame advantage? Not necessarily. Because an advantage is something you put over your opponent.
Uh-huh.
What frame advantage means, in a nutshell, is if I can attack you before you can attack me, then I have an advantage over you.
Alright.
So, putting that into practice, Mario's right here in your face. Who has frame advantage?
Mario.
Obviously, because Mario has better started frame data than Shulk. Shulk is notoriously low frame data. The fastest thing you can do is shield or jab, or cry, you know? You have other options, but cry is the optimal option here. So, what about over here? Who has frame advantage?
I want to say Mario?
Well, not necessarily. Like, Mario has to close the distance and then throw out like a dash grab in order to hit you, or he has to like do it like an instant dash attack, but even that's going to take a little bit of time to hit you. Like, he has to close the distance first. Because you have a sword, you can threaten Mario a little bit faster than he can threaten you. Like if I'm over here, I have to close the distance. I could try to do like an instant dash grab. That's going to be frame 9. You have your down tilt on frame 10. If I delay even 1 frame, your down tilt wins. So you could
Nice.
say that in this instant you have frame advantage. So it's like if frame advantage was just dealing with frame data, then Luigi would beat Shulk every time with frame advantage. That's not how the game works. There's also other things that influence frame advantage. Like if Mario's, let's say you're scared of dash grab, frame 9, right?
Yeah.
So what about if Mario's holding shield? Can he dash grab you?
No.
Well, yes, he
roll.
can. He definitely can
he
dash grab you. He has to drop shield first and then dash grab you, but you can dash grab you. Now, the issue with that is because he has to drop shield first, there's 11 frames of lag added on top. Now that frame 9 option becomes a frame 20 option. Reaction time is about frame 20 when you can factor in like input delay and all that stuff.
Okay.
So, beautiful. You can react to it now. So,
Alright.
when normally you're scared of dash grab at this range, Mario's in shield, you don't have to be scared of dash grab anymore.
Okay.
Likewise, if you're scared of grab, Mario's in the air, can he grab you?
No.
Well, yes, he can. He just has to land first. But the landing puts a delay on it. Like, these Mario being in different positions, like he can't do it immediately, which you could think, no, he can't do it, but yes, he can. What's important, though, is that there is a delay added on top of it. The reason that he supposedly can't do it is because he is at a frame disadvantage if he tries to do it. Because his option is delayed. That's what frame advantage means. And finally, if you hit Mario, well, not finally, if, let's say, if you hit Mario, can he threaten you with an attack?
Yes, he can.
Yes, his options are just delayed because he's in hit stun. He can still hit you, but he's in hit stun. And the important thing about that is that if he is in hit stun I think is like the epitome of having frame advantage over someone. If you can hit someone and then hit them again before they can do anything, then boy oh boy, you have the most frame advantage possible. Well,
Nice.
not exactly, because like you could do stronger punishes, but it's like the stronger the option that you can hit them with frame advantage, the stronger your frame advantage is. So let's say another thing, if I whiff an attack, at this point I'm in lag. That lag gets added to my next option. If I want to dash grab you, I have to wait for the lag to end. And the way that you abuse frame advantage is you pressure the opponent, you limit their options that they can do safely. Let's say Mario throws out an attack that's relatively safe, but he still has like 1 frame before he's in trouble. Like, let's say I'm going to dash grab you. Now I'm going to dash attack. I'm going to miss. And on reaction, I want you to try to punish me, right?
Alright. Huh.
Try it. Okay, that was a true punish. I couldn't do anything about it. Now, I want you to try to, let's say, dash attack. On reaction.
Oh, on reaction. Oh,
You notice how I was able to bring... No, forward smash is a good one. Let's use forward smash as the example. So, you notice how I was able to bring up shield, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means that it wasn't a true punish, and there was at least 1 frame where I was able to do something there. So let's try that one more time.
Got it.
Okay. You hit me there. I didn't bring up shield, you hit me. So there's a little bit more, there's like maybe 1 frame of opportunity. So the only thing that I possibly could do to stay safe there is shield. If I had 2 frames, I could either shield or jab. If I had 3 frames, I could shield, jab, or spot dodge or up B. If I had 4 frames, I actually have this whole thing listed out. I could shield, jab, spot dodge, up B, roll in, or run away.
Huh.
If I have 5 frames, I could do all of those things. I could roll in general. I can attack with like a tilt, or I could jump away. So the bigger the window that the person has of safety, the more options they have available to them. The lower the window, the less options they have available to them. It's not that they can't do those other options, it's that if they do it, they can die. So their options are generally going to be restricted if they want to be safe. And if they want to be safe, and you know that they want to be safe, then you can use that information to your advantage. If you know that the only options that they have are shield or jab, then you could go in for a dash grab. If you think that they're going to be able to spot dodge or roll, then maybe instead of going for a true punish, wait for them to do that thing that you think they're going to do and then punish afterwards.
Okay.
That's how you use frame advantage smartly. Likewise, if you're doing a combo and you're not sure that you're going to be able to hit them to follow up, instead of continuing along with the combo, you could leave a hole in the combo and react to their escape option. Like Mario's being pressured heavily. He's going to try to throw out a nair. Hold on, I got the hiccups. Give me a second.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Okay. Okay. So, let's say Mario's struggling, and he's gonna try to use a panic option to escape. So he goes for like up B out of the combo. Try to hit me with let's say Buster attack, and I want you to go for follow. Like Buster down throw, and then some kind of follow up.
Okay. Oh, that's traded.
Mm-hmm. That traded. Now, what if instead you had just done nothing and waited?
That's a free punish.
That's a free punish. Now, obviously, that's not exactly the situation that I want you to do this in, because you do have true follow-ups out of Buster down throw. But there's going to be other attacks, other opportunities. Like you get a nair fair, and you know that you can't follow up the second fair, but instead you can pressure them, pretend you're going to go for the second fair, wait for the escape option like the air dodge, and then punish that.
Alright.
You're going to have a lot more opportunities going forward. Yo, Zenz, how you doing? It's been so long. I missed you, man. Anyways, we talked about frame advantage. Let's talk a little bit about the definition of getting carried. Actually, no. We're running out of time. Let's focus specifically on the things you want to talk about.
Okay.
So, ledge trapping. If you keep in mind everything that I said in terms of positioning, using position to your advantage, pretending you're gonna do stuff, and letting them make mistakes, fall into frame disadvantage. They're already at a positional disadvantage, so you can try to catch them out. Like this, it's honestly the fundamentals of reactive ledge trapping.
All right.
So, reactive ledge trapping, ledge trapping in general, I don't think is your crutch. So let's talk a little bit about edge guarding, because that can get you killed. I've been good, man. I've been chilling. Anyways. So, edge guarding. Edge guarding is very rewarding when it works. And it's very risky when it doesn't. Let's say I want you to try to edge guard me right now, okay? I'm going to go off stage. I want you to try to intercept me and try to get a kill, okay?
Alright.
You're off stage. I'm ledge trapping you. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. My favorite pastime. Let's try that one more time.
Alright.
Didn't work out too badly in your favor. But imagine if instead of being up here, when you got hit by the, oh my bad. I just did that. Imagine if instead of being up there, like by the ledge, so you got sent up here, you went a little low. I want you to try to go for an air slash to try to edge guard.
Okay.
I want you to see what happens. Little early. Let's try that one more time.
Whoa, what?
That was the lucky situation. Like, try it one more time. Let's see if we can get the bad situation, the bad end.
Alright.
Okay, you hit me. Good.
Yay.
Even though it didn't amount to much. Let's try that one more time. Okay, I messed up.
Oh.
Try it one more time.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well that's another possibility. You can die. But I guess the point that I'm trying to get across, even though I'm struggling to bring it across in this situation, let's say I'm over here. Go try it. You notice how you detect that?
Yeah.
You can get stage spiked by Mario up B.
Ooh.
And you can die at 0. Imagine you're in Smash Art trying to get an early kill. You get stage spiked at 0 and you just teleport to the blast zone.
I believe it.
So, rewarding when it's going to kill, not so rewarding when it's not going to kill, and you could die at 0 if it fails. I'm not saying don't edge guard. That's a terrible thing to say. What I'm saying is recognize your opponent's options. If you're trying to specifically edge guard Mario with your up B, you have to recognize what Mario's options are at all times. If Mario is this far away from the ledge, and he has to go max drift and then up B, then there's no risk you can try to go for the edge guard. Because you know exactly when Mario is going to use his options because his options are extremely limited. He only has one path. But let's say Mario's close to the ledge. He can up B right away. And then from there, you're in disadvantage if you try to go for him. If Mario is like going to the ledge, he can double jump up B, he can air dodge the ledge, he can double jump low and up B, he can like immediate up B, he can use a high up B, like he has so many options. Or he could like straight up double jump onto stage, air dodge onto the platform. Like, if you don't know what Mario is going to do, how can you make a guess that could get you killed? It's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So the answer to that question is don't guess. Edgeguarding is not something you should do on a whim unless it is safe or guaranteed. If there is no risk of dying, then you can go for it. So long as you can get back to the stage first. Don't throw away your advantage unless the risk is worth it. Like, if you gauge that the risk is going to be worth it, then you can do it. But overall, the point that I'm trying to get across is if you're not sure what they're going to do because you have not watched them recover, or you have not conditioned them to do certain things when recovering, then it's better to just ledge trap and watch. Get information. Play to your strengths. Shulk has a huge sword. He can keep people at ledge. You could turn on Buster when they're at ledge and get stupid amounts of percent. If I'm at ledge right now, I hate my life. You know? Unless you mess up.
Now.
Not right now, but oh no, I'm back on ledge. You could have down tilted right there. Use your fast attacks when you can. Retreat when you're not sure what's going to happen. Use your fast attacks otherwise.
Okay.
And then, like, at 70%, honestly, if you hit me right now in Smash Art and I, like, double jump to ledge, I'm dead. You know? Oh, you just threw it away. Bad move.
Ouch. Ouch.
That's a good example of what not to do. If you don't have time to get off ledge before the opponent can get back on ledge, don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay, I got it.
Don't get behind the opponent when they're off stage, when they're in the corner or off stage, because then you're going to be more off stage than them, you know?
Yeah.
Unless you have a specific purpose behind it. Unless you have a very specific plan that requires you do that, don't do it.
Okay.
So, when I'm over here, just control the ledge. You don't have to go off stage. You don't have to get the kill. Just control the ledge. When you knock me off stage and I'm this far away, then edge guarding me here is free. That's when you should guaranteed go for the edge guard. And
Okay.
I'm not saying you can't edge guard people when they're this close to the stage. I'm saying do so with knowledge. If you know that Mario's always going to go down and up B like that, then you could potentially hit them before the up B. Or you could try to spike him when he tries to go for the up B. If you think that, if every single time, let's say every single time you go for you go for an edge guard. Like, I want you to go for a runoff fair against me, right?
Alright. Oh.
Do it one more time. I want you to notice what I'm doing. I'm reacting to you going off stage with this up B. So, you just got this knowledge. When I see you going off stage, I am going to up B. So this time, I want you to use that knowledge to your advantage, and I want you to bait going off stage. Pretend to go off stage so that I will up B and then hit me for it.
Okay.
There you go.
Yay.
This is like a way that you can condition an edge guard. If I was at high percent, I was dead right there. You could have turned on Smash Run and killed me for free.
Alright.
So, you can condition people so that they will, force them to react to a feint, and then they will do whatever they do. Like, if you pretend to go low, they will go high, and then you can cover high. One thing that I love to do with Shulk, especially in, Smash Art, for example, is if they are reacting to what I'm doing, or anticipating edge, if they're reacting to my edge guards, I will often, run off stage and come back with a fair when they go high.
Alright.
Or, you remember Barrier Nair from Smash 4?
Yeah.
That's also really effective in this game. This is more of a safer option, though. This is if you don't have, if you want to cover a wider amount of options, you can do that.
Ooh, okay, a little shorter than I thought it was.
Fair is better for people that are going higher. Nair is better for people that are going lower.
Alright. Okay,
So,
that makes sense.
So that's the talk about edge guarding. We don't have that much time before the hour runs out. Let's see what else we can talk about. Okay, neutral. You wanted to work on your neutral. Everything that we were talking about at the start of the lesson goes into neutral. Using position to your advantage, using frame advantage to your advantage. If you are able to do those two things, everything else falls into its place naturally. But if you want a little hint to get started, an aggressive player will struggle against a passive player. If I'm pushing forward and you push back, then you're constantly keeping safe and I'm constantly pushing into your range. You can get some easy punishes from me overextending. A perfect example of this is when you ran forward when you jumped forward at me with a forward air and I took a step back and I forward smashed you for it. Same thing applies when you have complete control of the stage. If someone tries jumping at you from across the stage, then you can take a step back and forward smash because you know exactly where they're going to land. They're going to land right there. Their options are limited. If their options are limited and they try to fight you, fighting you from a disadvantage becomes very predictable because their options are limited. There's less things they can do, and there's more. You can cover multiple things that they can do with less of your options. So let's say if I'm in the air, I have I can attack, I can air dodge, I can do nothing, I can jump, or I can use a special move. That's 5 options, right? If I double jump, I have 4 options. Every single one of those options, except for drifting, if I'm going for max drift, every single option that I have for max drift loses to you staying out of my range and forward smashing, except for a well-timed air dodge or do nothing at the shield if you delay a little bit too long. This is why I say don't hold forward. If I'm holding forward in disadvantage, then bad times happen. So that's the quick summary. We can go for let's see what else we can talk about. Just because I love you.
Yay.
So pushing advantage. Pushing advantage is essentially using those minor advantages that you have, taking everything that you can get with it. When you get a better position, you take that better position, so you extend your options and you limit the opponent's options as well. The more limited the opponent's options are, the more of an advantage you have over them. So pushing them to the corner is a good example of that. Juggling them is a good example of that. If they try to contest you directly, then there you go. If you need an example, holding forward leads to your doom. If you need an example, look at the VOD of the Shulk versus Mario crew battle. Some people got murdered for it at the end, and dude knows it. You are very welcome.
I think I'm one of them.
Yeah. So,
All right.
let's see what else. I want to talk about one of your chokes, which is playing in disadvantage.
All right.
If you don't have shield art, you don't know what to do. And I'll tell you a good example of let's play right now. We're gonna play like
Alright.
full on sparring, and when I say pause, we're gonna pause and we're gonna talk about what happened. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, that was good. That's how you get out of disadvantage. When you are in a position where the opponent can, when you have escape options, you use those escape options to put yourself from a position where you had less options into a position that you had more options. Jumping away into center stage is like the ideal scenario because you reset to neutral in a very strong position. If you had jumped away off stage, it would have been fine because you would have been able to get on ledge, but it's also dangerous because you're giving away position. A lot of position.
Right.
You're letting me ledge trap you. You're letting me have stage control. Jumping to center stage was exactly the right call. Let's try that one more time.
Okay.
Okay, that was a misinput on my end. Okay, you're more or less being cornered right now. That wasn't a pause.
Hold on.
Just keep going.
Oh, okay.
Very nice. Notice how I escaped there. You went for the direct assault, following up in an option that did not have any true follow-ups. So I reacted to your jump, and I air dodged through it because you were out of range to hit me with a startup hit. If you were in jump art, you would have been able to punish me because I was reacting. But because you full hopped and you went for the extended hitbox, you completely missed, and you let me air dodge behind you. And at that point, I had a slight advantage over you because I was on the ground, you were in the air. You got to be careful with that. When you don't know what the opponent's going to do, especially if they have escape options, you want to use safe pressure to force them in a position where they have to give up more of their options to escape, and you have enough time to cover it. Don't give up frame advantage when you don't have to. You don't have to press buttons. And if you do press buttons, you don't have to press an unsafe button. You could have thrown out a nair, covered a lot of space, covered several options that I had, and if I had jumped right there, you could have fast fall to the ground and used your position to your advantage to try to catch my landing and essentially keep me pressured. Force me on the defensive.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
All right then.
That was good. That retreating forward air, that was fantastic. That's what I like to see. And that spot dodge, very good spot dodge. Use your limited options well. I didn't recognize the situation you were in, so I didn't punish you for it. I didn't bait it. So let's keep going.
Okay.
Good stuff. Good. Moving forward when I move backwards is a great way to get back off the ledge.
Alright.
You pressed a button when you didn't have enough time to press that button. You gotta be careful with that.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a perfect punish opportunity there. But you got a light punish. It's not too bad. Careful. Recognize my options. Recognize my options.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
That was a bad edge guard attempt on my end.
Hmm.
That's what could happen to you if you go off at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Alright. Reset your percent. Let's do that again.
Okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
I push a little bit too close. You use your space to your advantage. Well, even if you put yourself in the corner a little bit, if you're able to keep the opponent out and hit them, you can take stage from them. So you just pushed me in the corner even though you backed off. It's not a bad thing to back off unless you corner yourself and the opponent's not approaching.
Alright.
Right there, when you were in disadvantage, you tried to run away. You didn't have enough time to run away. That's what you got hit. Running away is an option that you can use when you have, like, enough time to put distance between you and your opponent before it becomes an issue. You gotta recognize the situations when you're at a massive frame disadvantage. Because I could have potentially gotten something off that down tilt.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I messed up that punish hard.
Don't hold forward. Don't hold forward. Dead.
You died too, eh?
Uh,
It's okay, I died first. Anyways, there was 2 other things that I wanted to talk about. Let's see. One is... let's see, other is... shoot, what is it? Okay, there was one thing that I noticed in your sparring. The way that you play passive is you have a big tendency to just swing your big sword. And pressing buttons like that, like sometimes you press buttons, sometimes you don't. Because I feel like when you're not pressing buttons is when you're trying to play Smash 4. And when you are pressing buttons is when you're on autopilot. So, it's good to put pressure on your opponent. Pressing buttons is not necessarily a bad thing, especially when they're safe. But the thing is, if you're always pressing buttons trying to create pressure, keep in mind, Shulk's big weakness is that he has very slow startup. He has very slow startup, very fast ending. So you could think, okay, I'm very safe, I can throw out another attack. That's the problem. Shulk can't attack repeatedly safely. If he's in the opponent's head, then he can get away with it. But even though like he only has 6 frames of landing lag after throwing out a nair, his next attack is like frame 10 at fastest. So that frame 6 suddenly becomes frame 16 frames of vulnerability. Or I guess 15. And even worse if you throw out another aerial. Like let's say you throw out a forward and throw out another forward air. That's frame 10 landing lag, plus 3 frames, plus 14 frames for the sword to come out on top, plus like 2 more frames for it to come out in front. That's dangerous. Anyone could whiff punish you for free. Shulk's strength is in his safety, not because he can attack repeatedly, but because he can attack and get away with it. If so long as you keep frame advantage in your mind, you will be a lot safer when you do that. Don't abuse Shulk's safety. Exploit it.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little hard to not think of the 2 terms as similar.
Okay, when I say abuse, I mean, like, when you abuse something, you're beating it to death.
Alright.
When you exploit something, you recognize what's strong about it, and you use it for the reasons that it is strong. It's a big difference. Abusing it is like mashing nair repeatedly like you're doing it. exploiting it is mashing Nair only at the right times and keeping in mind landing Nair into shield is the reason that it's so strong.
Okay.
The other thing, I noticed you were telling yourself don't hold forward, which I guess is a good. You think it's a good thing, because like, yeah, it's a dangerous option, and your opponent's probably looking for it, especially if they're playing reactively at ledge. But there's two things I want to mention about that. One is never shut yourself out of options. Never take them off the table. There's always a reason that an option might be viable. Even the worst option in the world could be viable if you use it in the right way. Don't take it off the table. Instead, recognize why it's bad and limit its use.
Okay.
Holding forward at ledge can be powerful when it works, and advancing Nair, pressuring someone's shield, is incredibly potent if the opponent shields. If the opponent starts backing off and whiff punishing it, then it's bad. But it's not always bad. It's a powerful mix-up.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I wanted to talk about is habits. When you recognize that holding forward at ledge is a habit, if you tell yourself, don't hold forward, you're going to hold forward if you're on autopilot. Because if it's your default option, then you're going to resort to your default option when you don't have an option, because it's what you do when you don't have a chance at sync. What you should do instead is give yourself an alternative. Instead of holding forward, I am going to this. I am going to go for the ledge. I am going to recover low. I am going to jump forward and then drift backwards to bait holding forward. Give yourself an alternative, and you'll be able to, instead of acting without, instead of not giving yourself time to think and having to come up with your default option, you will think in advance.
Alright. Okay.
Okay, but Zens, I will not say there's no such thing as a bad option. That is something different. Because let me tell you, holding shield until it breaks is a terrible option. No matter how you slice it.
Oh, I can't push you off. Oh.
You wouldn't want to push me off. I'll tumble off and I'll regain myself. I'll regain my my ability to move. What you want to do is when I break my shield, you want to push me as I'm falling. You want to body block me.
Ugh.
There you go. Except directional air dodge off stage. That's always the best way to spell demise. You're right. There you go. I said that before you said that. Twitch lay.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
Whoa.
So we went overtime.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep going, or should we stop it here? There's still a lot I can talk about.
You know what? Let's keep going.
Okay. Let me switch up the song then.
Yay. Let's see if this works. Oh, wait, this actually works. Oh, not if it's gonna run out.
Gotta be aware of that. Okay, so let's see what else we can push on. So we talked about mix-ups, we talked about habits. Let's talk a little bit about getting carried and what that means. And then let's also talk about dealing with shield pressure. So, getting carried. When I say you're carried by Shulk, what does that mean? A lot of people will say you're getting wins that you don't deserve. That's not what I think carried means. Because there's plenty of Shulk players out there that deserve their wins.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, you deserve your win no matter what happens. Like, it doesn't matter. Don't ever let anyone tell you, even if you're playing like Smash 4 Bayonetta, Meta Knight in Brawl, like you still deserve your wins. What being carried means is that as a player you have weaknesses. If you are getting carried, your weaknesses are being masked by the strengths of your character. In your case, the weaknesses that you have is like when I was playing passively, when passive play was not working out for you, when you were not able to outpassive my passive and you got tired of playing passively, you tried to run forward and hit me. It was like an advancing forward air. And it's incredibly dangerous of you to do that, but it ended up working out a lot because it was very hard for me to whiff punish you. I could shield, but generally you're going to be safe on shield, and honestly Wi-Fi was a factor. Right? Offline I could have easily punished you for that, especially an advancing forward air. But if you try to throw out, for example, an advancing nair, and you keep safe, creating that pressure like that, that's... You know, if you like go full on gung-ho, it's still a bad option, but Shulk says, no, you're fine. Because Shulk has an overwhelming strength of having that enormous safe aerial. And he can get away scot-free. He can get away with it. So, even though that is a weakness of yours, you don't know how to approach a passive opponent safely, you're still fine. Because you're carried. You know? The way that you're supposed to approach a passive opponent like that is you either, the way you deal with them is either out-passiving them, which is what you usually do, or baiting them, like I was doing to you. You can either play that mid-range bait, you can stay at this range, try to pressure them to, try to force them to react to feints. You can do it in the air as well, like you can like pretend you're gonna double jump on them, especially if you're in speed art, like you jump, then you like double jump in their face and come down as an attack when they try to do something. Like let's say I'm gonna expect you to do an advancing aerial on me, so I'm gonna shield grab you, right?
Ouch.
I want you to like try doing that advancing aerial, but instead of doing the aerial, I want you to double jump. Right when I think I'm gonna land. On reaction to you landing, I'm gonna try to shield grab you.
Okay.
And if you're making it very easy for me to react afterwards. The idea is when you bait me, you put me in either a frame advantage if I miss, or a positional advantage. Or rather, you put me in a frame disadvantage if I miss, or a positional disadvantage if I back off.
Alright.
So when I miss this grab, you have to be ready for it.
Okay. Alright. Let's try it. Alright.
Remember to fast fall. There you go. That would have worked if you actually landed on me.
Okay, gotta be a little faster.
You gotta put your attacks in the right place.
Right.
This might be something to practice in training mode.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh. Well, technically that one counted.
I wasn't holding my controller, but...
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we talked about so that's something to keep in mind. Just I'll send you some notes on that. Literally the most basic baked practice: double jumping to bait to grab. Exactly. People empty hopping is another example of this. Because I think you're gonna do something and then you end up like you're making me react to what you're doing, and eventually reactions start being useless when you start reacting to things that are unreactable.
Alright.
Anyways, moving forward, talking about getting carried again. The other thing that you're getting carried on. Let's see. Approaching. And the other thing was getting at a disadvantage. Shield Art is a ridiculously powerful option. Shulk has other options that are also ridiculously powerful. But you gotta expand your options beyond Shield Art. You gotta, because when Shield Art is not on deck, you're lost. Or you were lost. You're doing better now that I talked to you about everything else. I'm proud of you.
Yay.
Okay, this song is a little too ham for me right now.
At this point, if shield's not on, it's either pick a mobility art, or try to fight them back with Buster.
Okay, so let's see. What else can we talk about? Dealing with shield pressure.
Okay.
So when you're getting overwhelmed in your shield, your options feel extremely limited, right? What are you gonna do
Right.
about Mario spacing backers on your shield? When he could just press all the buttons in the world.
Try the DIY.
Well, on your shield.
Oh. Well, I tried to shield grab there.
Yeah, you can't shield grab that. It's safe. There's a mechanic in this game that was added, which is in Smash 4, shield grab was just literally shield and grab, right? You block an attack, you grab.
Yeah.
In this game, it's nerfed. It's not just
Ooh.
shield and grab anymore. It's shield, 4 frames of lag, and then grab. If you get
Ouch.
hit, if you try to buffer a grab from shield lag, you will have a 4-frame delay added to your grab.
Ouch.
Big ouch. So that it was previously a frame 7 out of shield option, it is now a frame 11 out of shield option. Let's talk about Mario's back air real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Mario's back air is how many frames safe on shield? Back air -2 on shield. It's as safe as our nair. Can you shield grab our nair if we jump out of the way? Not happening.
No.
You can't do it in Mario's back air either. So, this is what I mean by dealing with safe moves on shield. You cannot rely on the old Smash 4 options. You can't try. I want you to try air slashing out of shield.
Okay.
I want to see if that's an option here.
Oh.
How about you just air slash out of shield first? There you go.
All right.
You gotta practice that a little bit.
Yeah. I remember when I would try doing air slash out of shield, I would always be reverse it.
Yeah, you don't have to always be reversed. Your B reverses, they're behind you.
Okay.
Chill.
Chill.
Okay. In this game, also, you can just press up and B, and you'll always get it.
Nice.
Unless you're in shield lag and it gets delayed. Because if you press up and then B, it's not going to happen. You'd have to do it at the same time. Honestly, the best way to do it is the old way. But if you still got the old way, you're good. Just don't accidentally jump.
Okay. Oh.
Right.
Oh. Okay. Alright.
You could also, you can press up, jump, and then mash the B button, and you'll get a, earliest opportunity.
Oh.
Just
Yeah,
make
right,
sure the
really
first
need
one
to-
is well timed. Otherwise, you'll get silly things like that. I don't like the idea of doing that, because honestly, if I do a late up B, I'd rather not up B at all.
Alright.
Okay, you good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, I'm gonna try to back air you now. All right,
Yay, oh.
it worked. Excellent. Let's try that one more time.
Alright. Oh. Alright, didn't get the time.
Turn on shield art. I completely missed. Let's try that one more time. It worked! Yay! All right, one more time.
Yeah.
One more time. Oh no! This is the problem. -2 on shield. Frame 10 attack out of shield. If I attack again, where's my back air? I have 6 frames of landing lag, 6 frames startup, and 3 frames jump. So if I attack immediately, even if I get the perfect landing back air, it's going to be frame 15 that the next the next back air comes up. So if I am attacking repeatedly, then yes, you can hit me with the up B. But if I if I exploit the reason that my back air is safe, then you're gonna die if you try to punish it.
Yeah.
So, what do you do? Try to come up with a few solutions yourself before you give me an answer.
let's see. Well, if you're that close, I could try to roll, but that's a risk in itself.
I
I
mean,
could try
yeah.
jumping over you.
Let's everything that we say. Let's try it. Okay? So roll. Let's try roll. Okay? You got away. Let's try it again.
Nice.
You got away. If you had actually moved, you would have been fine. Let's try it.
Oh, good.
Even though I am able to punish you there, it's a risk for me to press a backer in your face and not press anything. Like, that's almost never going to happen. It's just going to be a call-out.
Alright.
But it's still possible to get punished, so maybe it's not the best solution to this problem. Because you put yourself in a frame disadvantage, and, you know, you don't really get anything for it. Yeah, if Mario's balancing hitting your shield, you get away, but you're still, like, frame even. Because by the time Mario can throw out another back air, you're only just coming out of lag. So
Maybe.
let's think of another option. I'm going to try jumping over me.
Alright.
There we go. That looks like a good one. Let's see. Okay, no, I did the same thing again. Let's go again.
Oh. Well,
I mean, not too bad, but you didn't jump far enough. If I could very easily catch you like that before you do anything, you don't have to be in jump art. Turn that shit off.
okay.
You just jump max drift. If you jump and you press a direction during jump squat, like the moment you press the jump button, you will get max drift out of your jump. You'll go the maximum direction. You can do this even out of shield.
Alright.
So let's try it.
Oh, roll.
Not bad.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay.
I could not chase you.
Really?
Not on reaction.
Interesting.
And there it is. Boom. We got an option.
Maybe I've been burned too many times by fighting a Sonic who does that.
There you go. When people use those options against you, you take those in as your own knowledge. So jumping through is an option that works. Even if the opponent is being super safe, throwing all the buttons in the world. Like, I anticipated it, and I was still unable to catch you. Like, imagine you could throw out a hitbox while you're getting away.
There.
Yeah, you could go like max drift and throw out a nair while fading away. Or throw out, like, if you're facing the other way, you could throw out like a back air to cover your back. You could throw out a fair if they're facing forward. Like, you have options.
And
this is especially effective if someone's pressuring you in the corner. The moment they hit your shield in the corner, jump through me, dude.
Oh.
Oh.
There we go.
There you go. But you gotta commit to it. You have center stage all for the taking, and you have a rabid Mario chasing after your heels. Put distance between you and them and take center stage.
Right.
That's a great way of getting out of the corner. You block an attack, and then you escape. You don't have to punish them for hitting your shield. You just have to break away and reset to neutral, and take whatever advantage you can get.
Okay.
Let's see, what else can we talk about?
Back here.
Securing stocks. We could talk a little bit about that. Let's use the end of the timer as the end of the clock.
All right.
Rabid Oh no! Don't tell me about that. I don't want to hear about no Rayman Rabid Mario. All right. Okay, so Shulk is busted. Full stop. Shulk is busted. And one reason that he's busted is he can take stocks whenever he wants, almost. So, general game plan. I want you to throw away almost everything you knew about Smash 4. We're playing Ultimate Shulk now. Different character. You're using Hyper Monado Arts.
Alright.
So, 25%, you can't really kill me except with a fully charged forward smash. Or maybe a Gimp. Same thing as a Smash 4, whatever, who cares. So, it will raise my percent a little bit. Alright, good. I'm 50% now. I'm in the corner, right? You might think, okay, I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna be walling him out in Buster, maybe. I'm gonna be getting some good damage. Yeah, that's not bad, but you know what else you can do? Turn on Smash Art. Hit me with the forward air. See how far I go. Oh no, I'm at my max recovery distance. Oh no, I'm dead.
Okay then.
You could kill people at 50 with a ledge trap and an edge guard. Because they'll be sent so far that they have to do max distance recovery, which means their options will be very limited, which means you can very easily edge guard them. If they're forced to use their double jump to get back on stage, and you bat them further away, they can't recover, they're dead.
That's kind of stupid.
That's kind of stupid. Shulk busted. Beyond that, let me show you one of my favorite things, okay? I want you to get me to like 120%.
Okay. I can do that, no problem. Correction, I may have problems. Oh. Okay. 120.
Turn on Smash Art.
Yeah.
I want you to swing nairs like a madman. Reverse nairs.
Oh. Oh, hey.
Shulk busted!
Was that with DI, though?
That was no DI.
Hmm.
With DI, I might have survived at 120, and I would definitely dead at 125. And if I'm trying to back away from your rabid nairs, then I'm going to die, you know? Because I'm DIing away. And there's no hit lag, so there's no chance for me to DI. Shulk busted. Also, fair hits below the ledge. Down air, sour spot is Luma down air from Smash 4. Like, Shulk has no problems killing if you're exploiting the way that Shulk, you know, is beautiful. Is beautiful. Is beautiful.
Oh man.
So
I see it all. Oh, that's my bad.
No, I was gonna say something else.
All right. I see it all the time, and I'm like thinking, how do I get to do all this?
Well, there you go.
All right.
Not this. Yeah, I need a good sign off.
Okay, but geez, this was. I know I came into this writing a lot, and it still feels a lot.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of things taken. Like, we covered so much ground in this. I went a mile a minute. And even then, this was like pretty much an hour and a half of gameplay.
Yeesh.
More than that, not counting gameplay. So yeah.
Yeah.
We got a lot covered. So definitely hope this helps. I'm gonna polish up the notes. I'm gonna send them to you later.
Okay. Well.
And
I feel a lot of this will help, especially if I keep practicing it.
For sure. Keep it in mind. So, let me know if you have any questions, anything that's not cleared up by the notes, and we'll talk soon. Let me know how things end up working out for you, okay? Because
okay,
if you work on this, one final warning that I'll give you is you will always get worse before you get better. When you start implementing new options and you're not entirely sure how to implement them, you're going to struggle a little bit. The thing that I'm going to advise you is I want you to focus on learning this stuff instead of trying to win your matches.
All right.
Because you're going to get worse a little bit at first, but by the end of it, you're going to be a completely different player and you're going to thank yourself.
Yeah, I could really use those words a lot.
Well, I wish you luck, man. Thanks a lot for the donation.
Oh yeah, for sure. Kind of funny that I put myself as a hero co-main, but I didn't go hero once at all.
Hey man, it's okay. It's okay. All of this stuff applies to every character except for the Shulk specific Shulk busted stuff.
Yeah,
And the carry.
That's
Getting carried. There's probably different things with hero.
yeah, like zoom when I'm off stage, or fire the kaboom.
Hey man, zoom when you off stage is not like it's not just getting carried. It's the struggle. You have no choice but to do that sometimes.
Pretty much. Unless you really want to go for a ride on the wind currents and risk getting gimped.
Yep. You know, it's like Christmas every time a hero tries recovering with their up B.
Christmas came early today.
It's a beautiful thing. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go.
Okay.
And I wish you the best. Let me know how things end up going for you, okay?
Yeah, and same goes for you.
Thank
And thank you for all the help.
Gotcha. Take care of yourself. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
So that was a lesson that Hopeful Hero paid $20. It's supposed to be 20 per hour. Gave him a little extra because he's my boy. If you're interested in a session like this, I do offer them for $20 an hour. Feel free to leave a donation and we will talk about the details. In the meantime, how have you guys been?